Mais je... Ouais, je pense que le clavier, il va brûler.
What?
Ah d'accord.
Mais... Oh. Mais oh my god.
Et...
Oh,
Brr.
Et je mange dans 2 secondes.
Oh.
But I
Tu
will
peux
come
aller,
back
moi.
in 2 secondes.
Moi, je vais faire la map pour une fois.
Alright now, wasn't that fun? Let's try something else.
I've tried, like you, to do everything you wanted to. This is the last time I'll take the blame for the sake of being with you.
Everything falls apart, even the people who never proud eventually break down.
The sacrifice of hiding in a lie.
Everything has to end, you'll soon find we're out of time left to watch it all
The
unwind.
sacrifice is never knowing why I never walked away, why I played myself this way. Now I see the testing me pushes me away. Why I never walked away, why I played myself this way. Now I see the testing me pushes me away.
We're all out of time, this is how we find how it all unwinds.
The sacrifice of hiding in a lie.
We're all out of time, this is how we find how it all unwinds.
The sacrifice is never knowing why I never walked away, why I played myself this way. Now I see you're testing me, pushes me away. Why I never walked away, why I played myself this way. Now I see you're testing me, pushes me away. Pushes me away.
What was it that way?
Why does it feel like night today? Something in here's not right today. Why am I so uptight today? Paranoia is all I got left. I don't know what stressed me first, how the pressure was fed. But I know just what it feels like to have a voice in the back of my head. Like a face that I hold inside. Face that awakes when I close my eyes. Face that I watch every time I lie. Face that laughs every time I fall. So I know that when it's time to sink or swim, the face inside is hearing me right underneath my skin. It's like a paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is right beneath my skin. I know I've got a face in me, points out all my mistakes to me. You got a face on the inside too. Your paranoia is probably worse. I don't know what set me on first, but I know what I can't stand. Everybody acts like the fact of the matter is I can't add up to what you can. But everybody has a face that they hold inside. Face that awakes when I close my eyes. Face that watches every time they lie. Face that laughs every time they fall. So you know that when it's time to sink or swim, that the face inside is watching you too, right inside your skin. It's like I'm paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is right beneath the skin. It's like I'm paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is right beneath my skin. The face inside is right beneath the skin. The face inside is right beneath the skin. The face inside is to react. Even though you're so close to me, you're still so distant, and I can't bring you back. It's true, the way I feel was promised by your face. The sound of your voice painted on my memories. Even if you're not with me, I'm with you. Now I see, keeping everything inside. You, now I see, even when I close my eyes. You, when you hit me back, we fall to the floor. The rest of the day stands still. I'm between this and that. When things go wrong, I pretend that the past isn't real. I'm trapped in this memory, and I'm left in the wake of the mistakes, slow to react. Even though you're close to me, you're still so distant, and I can't bring you back. It's true, the way I feel was promised by your face. The sound of your voice painted on my memories. Even if you're not with me, I'm with you. Now I see, keeping everything inside. You, now I see, even when I close my eyes. With you, now I see, keeping everything inside. You, now I see, even when I close my eyes. No matter how far we've come, I can't wait to see tomorrow. No matter how far we've come, I can't.
Now that would be like the biggest clickbait thing if I did. Peterbot, I was like did a voiceover. Peterbot came in my chat and asked me to 1v1. I was so surprised. I thought he was fake, and I full clipped him. So something like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was full views. No? Chat, let me know. Yo, Peterbot. Who's Peterbot chat? Who's this guy on PG right now? Sound like side flips? Who that? Like when I said that or? Wait, who is this? Who is this? Who's Peterbot? No, who is this? Type your name in chat. Bro, who are you, bro? Can you hear me? Crouch if you can hear me. Alright, bet. So, like, can you let me hit a clip? Crouch if you can let me hit a clip, bro, for the talk, bro. Alright, bet. Alright, bet. Let's go. Like, just no, like, actually just play, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me? Oh. Alright, next, let's go, bro. Let me turn this music down. Alright. Just don't clip up, but just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just let me hit it. Like, when I go for it, let me hit some crazy butt. And you don't see none. Oh my god, I just clipped Peterbot. Is that tough chat? Is that tough chat? Is that tough chat? Let me know. Clip that. I might use that. That was crazy. That was crazy. Oh my god, that was crazy. Want my POV? No. Because you're not Peterbot, you know what I mean? has a featured clip too. Wait. When people click on it, they think I actually clip Peter Rat. Let me know. But is that tough chat? Is Oh my god, I just clipped Peter Bot. Nice. Yep, that's it. That's it. Is that tough chat? I took that out, Joe. Wait, no, he backed out. What a good boy. Nah, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm sorry, bro. I can't beat you. What? Hey, I messed with that. I div 3, no, I'm div 1. There's a fake me in like div 2 and div 3 right now. That's full cheating, by the way, if that's what you're asking about. Send you? See you on gulp? Guess, wait, I need it. And you don't seem to understand. Wait, why was I ping so high? Oh, you queued us into Iowa or something. This guy did something. I can't even build. It's over before it started. I look like I'm super slow. This bro queued us into Iowa server somehow. How is that even possible? What's good, Benny? Benny if I 12? I can't believe in, bro. What's on 200? I can give you some, bro. No, it's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. You ain't gotta do all that, yo. Gulp, yeah, I'm on max ping right now. I don't even know. I can't bleed through a single wall. This reminds me of like when I played West yesterday. West look cash cut. 200. Wait, hold up. I just gotta. I'm on Proto 4 right now, testing it out. I pay you already down to play rank sometime. I don't know, bro. I'm not doing pay to plays, bro. I'm not gonna. I just feel like that's weird. That's why I do like.
Now, before I begin the video, scouting, Cliff Clever, let's begin.
20 ping, yes, bro. It doesn't feel like 0. It's like so bad though. I'm not trolling. Like, look how slow I look.
All within
runs out. You pay nothing.
thank you guys for 200 subscribers, and thank you for watching the video. Tell me.
Ready, go.
Alright, okay, he is really good.
17. Wow, alright. Nope, he's not gonna match right there. Yeah.
He's loading way too much. I'm not starting.
Rough grip.
Wow.
Gotta fight it. No, he's not. I'm going here. Ready, go.
No, don't call it. Do not call
Hey everyone, just want to.
You guys want some fucking more or something? Do you want some fucking more? Get loud with flipping.
Metallica is one of, if not arguably, the biggest metal band in the world. I mean, if you go up to a random person on the street and ask them to name a metal band, there's a good chance they're gonna say Metallica. And while Metallica has its many haters due to them selling out, the band still has a massive following, including me. I consider myself a pretty damn big Metallica fan. I mean, I grew up with their music and I could probably name almost every song off each album save for Load and Reload. Now on a completely related note, iceberg charts, they're popular, right? I know I'm a bit late to the party on this trend, but I recently stumbled upon this Metallica iceberg, and after reviewing the info in it, I decided, hey, I should make a video on this, and here we are. Now, real quick, I did change a few of the entries here because I just couldn't find any information on them. I couldn't find a good way to write them into the script, or for some of these later entries, the content of the entry was just too deplorable. So anyways, you all know how an iceberg chart works, right? The lower you go, the more obscure the info, so let's dive right in. But before we get into this, I just want to thank today's sponsor. Nobody! Fuck you! Go donate to the All Within My Hands Foundation. It's a charity run by Metallica, and they do a bunch of cool shit. Go donate to them. Link in the description. Anyways, back to the video. Alright, starting out on a high note here. Cliff Burton was Metallica's second bassist, yes, second. Rob McGovney was Metallica's original bassist, and on September 27th, 1986, while traveling from Sweden to Denmark for the band's next show, their tour bus had crashed and rolled over. Everyone escaped with just scrapes and bruises, except for Cliff, who unfortunately died in the accident.
On September 27, 1986, the band was traveling by bus on the road between Stockholm and Copenhagen. Earlier that night, a friendly dispute between Kirk and Cliff over sleeping arrangements concluded with a draw of cards.
The first card that Cliff picked was the Ace of Spades, and he looked at me and said, "I want your bunk." And I said, "Fine, you take my bunk, I'll sleep up front. That's probably better anyway, you know." Later on that night, about 5 or 6 in the morning, I heard a skidding, I heard a vibration, and then this motion. I thought we were going off a cliff.
He overcorrected to get back onto the road, and as he did, the back end came around this way, and it started chomp, chomp, chomp.
It's the sound of screeching brakes and being flipped around like a piece of clothes in a dryer.
Just got woke up, like hot coffee getting poured all over me, you know, from the coffee machine, and, you know, the bus was on its side.
And I heard everyone screaming except for Cliff. And I thought, oh my God, something's wrong.
Seeing the bus driver just freaking frantic.
And I turned around and I saw Cliff's legs sticking out from underneath the bus.
I went to, pull him out, wake him up or whatever. It's like, he's not moving.
He just got thrown out the window and boom, the bus landed on him. And basically, by all accounts, he never woke up.
Early Saturday morning, September 27th, 1986, on the road near Ljungby, Sweden, Cliff Burton died.
In the early 2000s, Metallica was in absolute shambles. Bassist Jason Newsted had quit after being treated like total garbage since he joined in '86, and frontman James Hetfield had entered rehab, which left lead guitarist Kirk Hammett, drummer Lars Ulrich, and producer Bob Rock to sort out everything. Eventually, once James had returned from rehab, they scrapped together an album which was awful. To this day, Saint Anger is still regarded as one of the worst albums in metal, and its backstory is tumultuous and fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, extremely well documented. This is due to the 2004 documentary Some Kind of Monster, which followed Metallica through their entire journey while making Saint Anger, and if you're a Metallica fan, this is a definite watch. In 2021, Metallica was set to play live at BlizzCon. Now, this wasn't their first time playing at BlizzCon, as they had played there before in 2014. But what was a funny coincidence at the time was, well, the state of DMCA on Twitch was a fucking joke. It was horrendous. It was so bad that during Metallica's performance on the official Twitch channel, it had to be muted. You can't make this shit up. Now, being that the members of Metallica are almost 60 years old and don't understand how a Twitch works, they were probably pretty pissed at this multi-billion-dollar company and their shitty handling of this situation. Thankfully, Metallica just swept the shit show under the rug and acted like it never happened. Cause if they didn't, we could have seen another Napster situation. Speaking of Napster, back in the early 2000s, music was making the switch from physical to digital, but there's one issue with that. With digital media comes piracy. Piracy is and always will be a thing with digital media, and there really is no way to fight it. But back in 2001, after having their song I Disappear leaked onto the digital distribution platform Napster, Metallica was furious. Basically, Metallica, more specifically Lars Ulrich, became the most hated man in the world during 2001 as he tried to destroy Napster and digital distribution, because at the time, no one really understood how that would affect the music industry. If you want more info on the subject, I highly suggest you go watch Wang's video on it. It is really well made and basically goes over the entire story. Frontman of Megadeth, Dave Mustaine, was originally a part of Metallica, acting as their lead guitarist. Now, while pretty much everyone in Metallica was an alcoholic at the time, Dave had some issues.
On our way out to the East Coast, we were staying at connections of friends, and Dave, he was trashing their houses and just really disrespecting stuff.
We drank a lot. God, did we drink a lot. But Dave had a side to him when he was drunk that was not positive. I think especially Cliff thought that Dave Mustaine was just like out of his mind.
It was gonna bring us all down, and we had to put an end to it.
If you ever wake up and the other three band members are sitting, within 2 feet of you, staring at you as you're rubbing sleep out of your eye, it's probably not a good sign. And that was what Dave awoke to that morning.
We had the bus ticket in hand. Dude, we've got to let you go.
Gave him 15 minutes to get his things together and then put him on a bus and then back to California.
Probably not the nicest way to do it, but that's what we knew.
Back during the early 2000s, rhythm games were on top of the gaming industry, and it got to a point where games like Guitar Hero would release more than one reskin of the same game each year. After releasing their first band-focused game in 2008, Guitar Hero Aerosmith, Guitar Hero developers Neversoft approached Metallica in 2009 to make their own band-focused Guitar Hero game, and the rest is history. Like I mentioned back in Layer Zero, Ron McGovney, not Cliff Burton, was Metallica's first bassist. Unfortunately, he didn't last very long as he clashed with Lars Ulrich and Dave Mustaine. So on December 10th of 1982, he finally packed his bags and left Metallica. Metallica's 2003 album, Saint Anger, is not great. It's generally considered to be one of the worst metal albums ever, and to be honest, I'd kind of have to agree, even though there are some banger tracks off it, like Sweet Amber and The Unnamed Feeling. But the glaring issue of the album, the one thing everybody loves to shitpost about nowadays, was the snare drum. The goddamn snare. For some unknown and ungodly reason, Lars and his infinite Danish wisdom decided it would be a great idea to just remove the snare part of the snare drum. And because of that, we now have the infamous Saint Anger abortion snare.
This is how you take a normal, good sounding snare drum and turn it into the complete abortion of Saint Anger. Okay, you ready? What you do is you disconnect. You see that thing up there? Yeah. That's called the snare. That's the actual snare. So, rock and roll. Saint Anger. That's simple. Black Album. Black Album. Black Album. Fame, fortune. Right. Saint Anger. Despair, misery, anger.
Suicidal Tendencies was the band that Robert Trujillo was in before he joined Metallica, and Exodus was the band that Kirk Hammett was in before he joined Metallica as well. Metal Up Your Ass was what Metallica's debut album Kill 'Em All was going to be called, but Metallica's record company at the time wouldn't let them use that name. In an emotional response, bassist Cliff Burton said, and I quote, "I hate the managers, let's just kill 'em all." And thus the album name Kill 'Em All was chosen. In 2011, Metallica collaborated with Lou Reed in one of the most interesting crossovers in music history. Together they would end up releasing one of the worst metal albums ever made, Lulu. Speaking of Lulu, after its release, people noticed how basically the entire album had some interesting lyrics, especially The View, in which the lyric, "I am the table," would become one of the biggest metal shitposts ever, and it's still going to this day. Back during the And Justice for All era, Hetfield had the words "eat fuck" written on one of his Explorers. Now apparently from what I can find, it was originally supposed to say "eat fuck sleep," but that didn't fit on the guitar body. And honestly, I think "eat fuck" is just a lot funnier and more iconic. Through the Never was Metallica's attempt at a concert/band movie, but with a twist. Honestly, I remember watching this movie and it just makes zero fucking sense. It's about some roadie that goes on like a drug trip or something, and half the movie is just a Metallica concert that's shot really well. I mean, for what it sets out to achieve, it does well, but overall it's not really worth your time.
Roberto Agustin Miguel Santiago San Juan Trujillo Veracruz Kazoo.
Lars Ulrich, like many celebrities, has an Instagram account, but for some fucking reason he tags every single post with #wanna, and I still have no idea why he does this. He does it for literally every post. I don't get it. During the Napster fiasco of 2001, a lot of Metallica fans weren't very happy with Lars going all apeshit on people for music piracy. So people just took to the internet and basically shitpost and clown on him.
like, good afternoon. My name is, like, Lars Ulrich from Metallica. I worked for years to get where I am today. Years and years of playing clubs and recording demo tapes. Me and my buddy, like, James Hetfield here have shed blood, sweat, and motherfucking beer to get where we are today.
Beer. Good. I am the table.
During a 1992 show in Montreal, while playing the intro to the song Fade to Black, James Hetfield would be engulfed in flame during a pyrotechnics accident, which saw him suffer second and third degree burns to his left hand and both arms.
The tour was plagued with cancellations and last-minute changes due to the recurring throat problems of Guns N' Roses singer Axl Rose. Then on August 8, 1992, the two bands were performing at Montreal's Olympic Stadium when a double dose of disaster struck.
During Fade to Black, I'm up there playing the part, and these colored flames are going off. I'm a little confused on where I should be. I walk forward, I walk back.
We have these flashes of magnesium that burns at 1,200 degrees, 1,800 degrees, who knows, but hot enough to melt metal.
The pyro guy doesn't see me that I've walked back out there. A big colored flame goes right up under me, and instantly I, squint and turn.
James Hetfield looks like that torch that they carry up the stairs to light the Olympic fire.
So I'm burnt, all my arm, my hand completely down to the bone, side of my face, hair gone, part of my back.
I said, "You all right, man?" He looked at me and he was shaking, and he brought up his hand, and I could literally see the skin rising off his hand and blister. We see some guy come up and dump him with water and then cover him.
Well, that felt great for a second. Then I looked down and watched the skin just rising and things going wrong.
Total confusion, and adding to the mix, 50,000 people.
Lars took the stage to calm the disturbed and agitated crowd.
There was an incident with the pyrotechnics. Unfortunately, James is on his way to the hospital right now, and we're very sorry, but we can't continue the concert for you guys tonight. We will come back and finish our concert and play again for you as soon as we can within the next couple of months. Thank you, Montreal. We're sorry, okay?
This is pain I've never felt in my whole life. And it won't go away. I'm freaking at this point, Anxiety, we got to get moving.
We got him into ER. The doctors and nurses there were great. They cut off his rings, his fingers were swelling. It was not a pretty sight. It was with the pain he was still going through and the unknown future that this was pointing the way to. One of his first thoughts was getting a replacement guitar guy to make sure the tour didn't have to stop.
James had sustained second and third degree burns to his left hand and both arms. He had stepped into a 12-foot-high, 3,200-degree tower of flame and survived. His future with the band was uncertain at best. Meanwhile, back at Olympic Stadium, a tense crowd waited for Guns N' Roses to perform.
Guns N' Roses could have come out and saved the day by going on and playing a 3-hour blistering set.
He could have been the hero of the day, We continue the show, and, the band plays on, and we're here to bring music, and he throws this fit.
Axl's monitor system wasn't to his liking. Then Storm 2 of the evening kind of happened.
He'd said something into the mic and just threw it down and walked off stage. Axl didn't want to be outdone. And that's when all hell broke loose. So the kids start freaking, turning over cop cars, fighting the police, burning everything inside. People just storming into the grandstands and destroying everything. Some cars were on fire, there were people hurt, and we couldn't leave.
I go and light myself on fire, and he upstages me.
And so we went into the dressing room, and they're acting like nothing happened. Axl's down there with the cigarette holder in one hand and the champagne glass in the other. So my voice is giving me trouble.
Written by Robert Trujillo and James Hetfield, Metallica Parking Lot is an animated short that was created back in 2015. And honestly, if you haven't seen this yet, just go watch it. I'm not going to explain what it is, just go watch it.
What is this shit now, huh? Uh-oh, now he thinks he can play fucking drums to him. Don't
say a fucking word, okay? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Hey, I hear you can get arrested for doing that around here. Is that true? Or we'll find out after the show, right?
In 2013, Metallica became the only band to ever play on all 7 continents after playing a show at the Carlini Scientific Base in Antarctica, dubbed Freeze 'Em All. The full video of the concert is available on YouTube right now, so go give it a watch. It's pretty damn neato. Released in 1982, No Life Till Leather was one of the first demos Metallica ever recorded, and it helped bring them into the spotlight through what was known as tape trading, which is how a lot of bands back then got big. Almost all of the songs on the demo would go on to feature on Metallica's debut album, Kill 'Em All, albeit with alterations. While in Denmark in 2015, Kirk Hammett would end up losing his phone, which contained recordings of around 250 to 300 riffs. This really fucking sucked because around this time, Metallica had just begun recording their next album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and who knows how many of those riffs would have made it till the album. In 2004, Metallica was set to be the headlining act at the Download Festival, when suddenly Lars fell ill and wasn't able to make the show. This was the first Metallica show Lars ever missed in the band's 23-year history, but either way, they needed someone to fill in for Lars. That's when the late Joey Jordison, drummer of Slipknot, stepped in, along with Dave Lombardo of Slayer, and Lars' drum tech Flemming Larsen. Back during the original release of the album Ride the Lightning in 1984, French record label Burnett Records, responsible for releasing the album in France, had allegedly misprinted an unknown amount of copies. Instead of the vinyl being in its iconic lightning blue, the misprints were in an alien emerald green. It's still unknown how many misprints were released, but they remain a highly sought after collector's item in metal music. Just cutting to the chase on this one, James Hetfield has a pretty fucking sick car collection. A lot of the cars in his collection he's actually worked on and modified himself. And back in 2020, you could actually go see some of them in person at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles. Vulturous, also known as The Other New Song, was an unreleased song that never made it to the 2008 album Death Magnetic, although Metallica did play the song a few times live before it was scrapped. It was the beginning of a new age for Metallica, and along with that came a different sort of album cover. Semen and Blood was an original artwork created by Andrea Serrano in 1990 by mixing bovine blood and his own semen between 2 sheets of plexiglass. I shit you not, this is a real thing that actually happened. And later in a 2009 interview, James Hetfield would basically say he fucking hated it. Over the years, Metallica has occasionally held quote-unquote secret gigs, usually taking place in a small venue with little to no advertising of the concert. The most recent one was actually held in my home city of Chicago on September 20th of 2021 at the Metro, in which the whole concert was basically a tribute to their famous concert at the same venue in 1983. In December of 2016, James Hetfield went on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and honestly, if you're a fan of Metallica, you really got to give this episode of JRE a watch, because James talks about a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff with the band and himself. This also includes him talking about beekeeping.
I
Lars Ulrich grew up in Copenhagen, Denmark, following in the footsteps of his father and becoming a professional tennis player. But after moving to California at the age of 16, he quickly realized he wasn't as good as he thought and traded tennis for music, which led to the birth of Metallica. Leather Charm was basically Metallica before Metallica. The band was started in 1981 by James Hetfield, Hugh Tanner, Ron McGovney, and Jim Milligan, but it quickly dissolved before Hetfield and McGovney picked the pieces back up, brought in Lars Ulrich and Dave Mustaine, and formed Metallica. According to the Metallica wiki, Lloyd Grant is a Jamaican musician who played the second lead on the Hit Delights demo, but technically he was not an official member of Metallica.
I don't think we have a song called Dick.
You're a dick. You're a dick. Hi, Dick. They're ready, guys.
As the story goes, the name Metallica was brainstormed by Lars Ulrich's friend Ron Quintana, as well as the name Metal Mania. And basically after that, Lars took the name Metallica and fucking ran with it. To quote a Diffuser article, it's not quite a cover, it's not quite a new song. On January 22nd, 2002, drone metal band Sun essentially took Metallica's For Whom the Bells Tolls, dipped it in sludge, removed the lead guitar line, and stretched it to a length of more than 10 minutes. All of that renders the version nearly unrecognizable from the original, with the exception of the very slow chord progression and the tolling bell heard in the background. So basically, to make a long story short, it's For Whom the Bells Toll cover, except it's not. It's really not. For those who don't know, the dude on the left is Till Lindemann, frontman of German heavy metal band Rammstein. And I honestly don't know why this entry is so low on the iceberg, because I genuinely could not find a single hint of story behind this picture. It's literally just a picture of James Hetfield and Till Lindemann. A few years ago, it had surfaced that apparently former pro wrestler Hulk Hogan had auditioned to be Metallica's new bassist after the passing of Cliff Burton, which, crazy as it seems, it's actually false. Yeah, according to James and Lars, they've never even met Hogan before.
And on that same note, Metallica needed a bass player, and I oh my God, would I love to be in Metallica, so I put the word out everywhere. I wanted to get an audition to be in Metallica. I'd never heard from them either.
I mean, come on. They're the same person. Apocalypse Dawn is probably one of the most well-known and well-done fake Metallica songs. The song was actually written by Steve Allsworth, and during the LimeWire days, it made the rounds as a Metallica song, and pretty much fooled everyone back then.
All right.
I'm gonna bust you. If my left can do anything, you're in trouble. Your left can't do anything. That's what you think? Yeah. Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? Yes. I beat my to you right before I got on here, so I didn't get hard on the date. What you think about that?
No comment. What'd you do today?
Went to my doctor. He gives me these shots that I have to get.
Is your shot Ozempic?
So what do you do for a living?
I am on TikTok, Instagram. I make content. I post on OnlyFans and literally every other platform that's out there.
So what kind of content do you do on OnlyFans?
Nothing crazy. I am a virgin, so I don't like to do anything crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, you've never had before?
No, never.
So I do have a question I have to ask.
Okay.
I saw a video of you in like a Spider-Man outfit.
Yes.
What was that about?
Spider-Man never happened. I am not the Spider-Man girl. That is another model. Her name is... And then everyone just assumed it was me, and I still, today, can't get away from the Spider-Man video.
Okay. Can I be honest with you?
Did Fortnite make a mistake by adding the water boon? These can be obtained from elemental chests or from shrines if you give them a water sprite, and their effect will heal you up to 100 HP and 75 shield maximum when swimming. Importantly, this also applies to your teammates if they're close enough, so if you're playing a team mode, only one person actually needs to carry this. Now this is great if you want to save shields, because rather than popping a big shield, popping some minis, maybe a medkit, if you're close to water, you can just sit and float on it to heal yourself. But we've already seen infinite heals like this be a massive problem in competitive Fortnite. With slurp plants back in chapter 4, players could just shoot each other for storm surge damage and then use the infinitely recharging plants to get their shields back and then repeat the process, meaning they could rack up infinite storm surge damage at 0 cost. This also happened in chapter 5 season 3 with the slurp plants that were there, but eventually they were removed. Now all teams need to do is go into water near another team, shoot them, wait for their HP to go back up and repeat for infinite storm surge damage. Did Fortnite make a mistake by adding the water boon? These can be obtained from elemental chests or from shrines if you give